diploma mu nursing, midwifery hamwe na laboratory haba wiga amazina ya mukaga haba intake sebiri uwangoza kwa January ronda kwa kubanza kwekera kemu February ronda kwa kabiri hamwe intake ya June to July ronda kuanza kwa mukaga mpaka kwa musanjo baito kwa handikisa kuganda leso kwa toro mwaka mmoja kwa wala bakukiraho bazamuna director hasimu namba nota musanjo na hebiri kalana naenda 18 abana nango ronda bazana PRO akwari ya marketing haloto musanjo wanda noti 5 musanjo na 5 uba
Uneb throughout the journey. May I request you to stand up as well? I don't want to mess with your ranks. Someone who is able will introduce you at a later time. Mama, we also have the members of the fourth estate, our media. May you please stand up, the media team. You do a wonderful job. Yes, thank you, Mama. If I've forgotten anyone, please, you can remind me, but I think I've verbally introduced all the teams that are here.
This commission. Thank you very much.
Yeah, at this moment in time, may I request Professor Celestino Boa, the chairperson of Uneb, to give his opening remarks.
Under Secretary, who is also part of that.
The First Lady and Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, the Honorable Minister of State for Education, the Chairperson and members of the Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, and members of the Uganda National Examinations Board present, the Executive Director, Uganda National Examinations Board, senior members of staff of the Ministry of Education and Sports and that of Uneb, members of the press,
including Uneb media, as well as
members of the armed forces and the police who are representing that estate here, ladies and gentlemen. Mama, we are pleased to present to you the results of the primary living examination for the year 2024. I am happy to report that despite the fact that the board had to administer 4 examinations in the same period, including the complex new lower secondary curriculum, we have been able to deliver the primary living examination results 2 days ahead of last year's date. Now we have achieved this through the hard work of the Executive Director and his very capable team at the Secretariat, the guidance of the board, and above all, Mama, your unfailing support. By the grace of God, the 2 days of primary living examinations were largely dry throughout most of the country, although the period was experiencing heavy rains, and allowed the children to reach examination centers without much trouble. Honorable Minister, the year 2024 was indeed a unique year, with many critical activities that the board needed to carry out. I'm happy to report that examinations were efficiently delivered and we achieved many positives. Mama, the key among the achievements noted were that the 2024 candidature increased and the rate of absenteeism also dropped further. The question often asked is, where are all the many children that entered the school system would have disappeared to by the time they should have been registering for the PLA? An increase in registration number at this point is therefore welcome, and it proves that the children have largely remained in school. The candidature of special needs groups have also been increasing due to the joint efforts by Uneb and the Ministry of Education and Sports. As I said last year, the provision of special arrangements for their examinations, Mama, is a costly activity that has been affected by budget shortfalls. We, however, continue to hope for improved budget provisions to adequately cover this. Mama, while the board and the Ministry of Education and Sports are doing everything possible to ensure our children with special needs education are not left behind, it has come to the attention of Uneb that some schools are now engaging in fraudulent activities of registering children who have no such educational needs. The Executive Director will give a bit more detail on this. In light of this development, the board will also review the methods of identifying special needs learners in order to close out this dishonesty. Further, the results show that the 2024 special needs education candidates have also done well, especially the category of the deaf candidates, who had appeared most disadvantaged in the previous years. In 2023, 44% of candidates in this category were registered as ungraded. This time round, this proportion has dropped to 23%, a big improvement. Mama, today the statement on release of results will be presented by the Executive Director, but I wish to note that the overall pass rate compared to 2023 has increased, and the failure rates, as a consequence, decreased, despite the fact that there is a slight drop in the number of candidates obtaining Division 1 and a decrease in the proportions of distinction scores. Mama, I'm pleased to inform you that the Uganda Prison Service now has another examination center for inmates at Mbara main prisons in their efforts to rehabilitate offenders. The board will support the prison service to create more such facilities at other prisons where minimum facilities are available. Honourable Minister, the board continues to battle with the malady of examination malpractice, the magnitude of which is worse at the PLE level, perhaps due to the very many stakeholders involved, each with varied interests. The major form encountered this year has been teachers found inside examination rooms actually writing answers for candidates to copy. As such, many arrests have been made and convictions have been secured. Mama, to expedite cases of examination malpractice through the courts, Uneb approached the judiciary with a request for a special utility court. Advice has been received on the procedures, and the board will follow up on this. The board is very grateful to you, Mama, for your prompt action in ensuring that Uneb regulations have now been issued as a statutory instrument. This has greatly eased the implementation of the Uneb Act Cap 259 this examination season. We are forever thankful to you, Mama, because you love us, you pray for us, you support us where need be, you encourage us. That is the fuel that energizes us. We are grateful to the Parliament of Uganda for listening to us and recommending appropriations of funds for the board. The security agencies represented here today have done an excellent job, Mama. Many of the bad people have been apprehended. To the field officers at various levels, who participated effectively in the conduct of the examinations, and the teachers who took off time to mark the scripts, on behalf of the board, I say thank you. I congratulate the candidates who...
The First Lady and Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, the Honorable Minister of Education, Minister of State for Education Primary, Chair and Member of the Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Sports, the Chairperson and members of the Uneb Board present, senior staff of Uneb and the Ministry of Education and Sports, the representatives of the security organizations, members of the Fourth Estate, that's members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister, we are pleased to present to you the results of the 2024 primary living examination, which was conducted smoothly on the 6th and 7th of November 2024 under the theme Embracing Security and Holistic Assessment of Learners in a Dynamic Environment. Mama, this theme enjoined all concerned to accept the essence of security at all stages, and 44 candidates from 14,883 centers registered for this examination, compared to 749,347. Of these, 524,025, or 65.7%, from 11,451 centers were beneficiaries of the government's universal education program. While 34.3% of the candidates were non-UPE. Mama, Table 1 gives the details of the candidature and the centers, and we've run this for the last 5 years. We note that, as I've already said, the numbers and the number of centers, and we can also see the increase from 2019, is an outlier year because, Mama, we had the issue, the problems of COVID, and so there was that COVID bulge, which eventually was absorbed, and from 2023, the number of registered candidates started getting normal to what we have been expecting. The table indicates that we have had an increase of 48,190 or 6.4% over the previous year. Mama, this is also higher than the expected increase rates of about 3 to 3.5%. In 2024, analysis by gender shows that 378,709 or 47.5%